we have presence of Ambassador Khalid Mahmood, Chairman of Institute of Strategic Studies, Islamabad. Sir, thank you so much for honoring us with your presence. You are requested to please come forward and share your analysis on geopolitical shift in South and Central Asia, way forward for reviving regional integration.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ambassador of the Republic of Kazakhstan to the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, His Excellency Mr. Yerzan Kistafin. Mr. Khalid Mahmood, Head of the Pakistan Research Center for a Community with Shared Future. Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to congratulate our Kazakh friends on the dawn of a new Kazakhstan, following the recent constitutional amendments and other changes in the political system of the country, piloted by His Excellency President Qasim Tokayev. Surely it is a big step in the further democratization and openness aimed at bringing about greater stability and progress to Kazakhstan. We wish them well. Kazakhstan is a country that is rich in history and civilizational legacy. According to Britannica Encyclopedia, the Kazakhs emerged in the 15th century from an amalgam of Turkic tribes who entered Transoceania about the 8th century ago, and Mongols who entered the area in the 13th century. And following World War I and in the aftermath of the World War II, to the disintegration of the Soviet Union, the Kazakhs have witnessed many transitions. Kazakhstan is the largest economy in the Central Asia. Since 2000s, the Kazakhstan has seen impressive economic growth driven by the first generation of market-oriented reforms, abundant mineral resource extraction, strong FDI. Sustained economic growth has transformed the country into an upper middle income economy, commensurately raising living standards and reduce poverty. And I am personal witness to this amazing progress the country has achieved. Development, progress, and the future direction of Kazakhstan have far-reaching impact not only on Kazakhstan itself, but for other regions as well. Being the largest country in the critical region of Central Asia, Kazakhstan sits at the crossroads of South Asia, West Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. However, the country faces one geological impediment, which is its double landlocked boundaries. Despite being a rich economy and having been blessed by abundant mineral natural resources, particularly its oil and gas reserves, Kazakhstan needs new land links for breaking this barrier. Kazakhstan is among 48 countries that are deprived of access to the sea. Nearly 90% of the world trade is carried out these days through maritime routes, but landlocked states do not have the opportunity for this cheaper means of trade. However, Kazakhstan has transacted its landlockedness challenged by implementing a pragmatic policy framework of multi-mode corridors and transportation routes. The new policy-making process of Kazakhstan has transformed the country from being a landlocked to land-linked, acting as transit hub between various regions across Greater Eurasia. In this context, I would like to emphasize how new economic connectivity and economic integration linkages such as Belt and Road Initiative, of which Pakistan under CPEC is a part, can help enhance Kazakhstan's economic profile. By joining this project, Kazakhstan would have access to Gwadar port, of which port of Pakistan that is situated on the shores of Arabian Sea, connecting with the Indian Ocean. Being the shortest, it is the preferred route of various options. Kazakhstan is also part of quadrilateral transit and trade agreement along with Pakistan, China, and Kyrgyzstan. That is an alternative gateway for Central Asia to the warm waters of Gwadar port by circumnavigating Afghanistan in case of its continued instability. This agreement would link landlocked Central Asia to China's Xinjiang region, which is connected with the Karakoram Highway towards the seaport of Gwadar. This road link, however, has its limitations, forbidding snow-clad mountainous terrain, longer distance, and vulnerability to terroristic activities. There are many impediments that block the progress of regional economic activity and economic integration. I would briefly mention a few of them. First, BRI CPEC is proceeding under the shadow of intensifying US-China rivalry and US-West confrontation with Russia. The meeting between President Xi and President Biden in Bali before the recent G20 summit kicked off can be considered a mere baby step towards normalization of the relations. The disagreement on major key issues, Taiwan, technology, and human rights, remain from both sides. And the US-India strident opposition to CPEC is all too well known. It really defies any economic logic. In my view, it is no more than a self-inflicting wound for them. The biggest obstacle is certainly the unrest and uncertainty with regards to Afghanistan. The twin scourge of terrorism and extremism is again raising its head. Kabul is the missing piece of the regional puzzle. It is such an important link in the Eurasian region without which no dream of peace and prosperity can be fully realized, let alone charting out larger connectivity routes in the region. The lack of progress on projects like Tapi gas pipeline and Kasa 1000 electricity transmission project between the energy-rich Central Asian states and the energy-deficient countries of South Asia like Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India are the glaring such examples. When the regional scenario is viewed in the wake of the Ukraine conflict, the regional and global geopolitical and geo-strategic picture becomes even more grim. Now, a few recommendations. There are a number of international and regional bodies working to promote security, stability, and development in the Eurasian region. SCO, ECO, CAREC, SICA, CSTO, Eurasian Economic Union, to mention a few. We need to synergize their economic and regional connectivity and economic integration projects. Secondly, we need to contain the growing hostility among major powers active in the area and the destabilizing political security convulsion generated by the Ukraine crisis. And of course, all efforts should be exerted to stabilize the situation in Afghanistan in all aspects. And in terms of accelerating Pakistan's connective plans with Pakistan, Already the previous speakers have given details of the status of the relationship between Pakistan and Afghanistan. I won't go into those details, but I believe that given the cordial ties happily subsisting between our two countries and a strong desire to undergird that relationship through greater connectivity in fields of trade, transport, investment, oil and gas pipelines, communication, tourism and sports, we need to energize the various agreed bilateral policy frameworks and mechanisms and develop a fast communication mode between our relevant ministries. The recently introduced changes in Kazakh's polity and economy, to which I alluded in the beginning of my speech, augur well for enhanced mutually beneficial relationship. The credit for invigorating this process must partly go to the ceaseless efforts undertaken by His Excellency Ambassador Christopher. Ladies and gentlemen, Silk routes have been a major source of connectivity between South and Central Asia for thousands of years. Due to the advent of maritime routes and colonialism marked by the infamous Great Game, this connectivity suffered a setback and reached to almost zero under the Soviet rule. The independence of Central Asian republics in 1991-1992 provided opportunity to both the regions to revive their country's old socio-cultural, political, and economic ties. So let us turn the notorious Great Game to mutual great gain. Tantalizing opportunities are beckoning us. Let us grasp them. Thank you.